Okay, so this video is going to cover two things. Firstly, it's the first video I have made with the DJI Osmo Pocket 3. It's set at 4K 60 frames. We get about an hour of recording on the video cards that I've got. Back onto this Aircast Cryo cuff. This is the automatic version with the power supply and pump, and there's the manual version which I discussed the other day. Manual version, you have to have the cuff lower than this and the water will flow into the cuff. 20 minutes and then 20 minutes off. So once you've done your 20 minutes, you lower this, or let you put that on the floor, which is lower than the cuff, and the water will drain out of the cuff back into this, and you slosh it around a bit, let it cool for a few minutes, and then you can repeat as required. Now this automatic version, we've got a pump in the top, and that will pump the water into the cuff, and it will continue pumping for a few minutes. It will compress the cuff, and then it will release, and the water will be sucked back into this container where it will cool for a few seconds, and then that repeats the process. So I thought we would have a look at that today. I have fitted the cuff already just for the hell of it, and yeah, so we're going to connect up the pipe work. Hard to do with one hand. There we go. So that is done. The water's already flowing in, and that is cold water out of the tap, but you can certainly feel it coming around there. So we're going to drop this down onto the floor, plug it in, and what that's going to do now is pump the water up through the pipe. It will also compress. There we go. Wonder if that was a little bit too much of a height difference for it. Yeah, definitely. Looks like the pump's not strong enough to pump more than about a foot difference in height. Hopefully you can hear that pump running. That is compressing now. It's quite a tight compression actually, and this is really crucial for this knee recovery. There, you hear that, and then the pressure will go, and the water will drain out of that cuff. I don't know whether you can see the cuff shrinking down. And it repeats the process. So it works really well, but you do have to watch this height between the of course if the water level is a bit higher, that would probably help. I've literally filled it to that marking of H2O, a third of the way up. But that is going to work perfectly. I'm also recording on the Osmo Pocket 3's own internal microphones. We haven't got the DJI mic 2 connected, and there you go, it's emptied again. If you're not convinced it's emptying fully, you can just crush it with your hands, the cuff, just give it a squeeze, get the water out. But that's cut. It's I can feel the cold has gone. And that's it, really. 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, and you can do that all day long and all night if you if you're able to. But it's certainly going to help with the recovery. So yeah, just wanted to make it clear on exactly how this automatic one works. When I first got it, I was as an engineer thinking of all complicated ways of getting the water to circulate and pressurizing the cuff, with multiple pipes. But of course, you don't need anything other than a pressure vessel and a single pipe. Yeah, I think as engineers we often tend to dive in far too deep when we're fault finding and things like that. Really, we sometimes overlook the really obvious. But yeah, that's it. So first 4K 60 frames a second video with this, the Osmo Pocket 3, and yeah, hopefully that was useful if you're looking at one of these Aircasts. I still think it's overpriced, but as I said on the other videos, if it helps the recovery in any way, it's going to be well worth it, because from tomorrow I'm in for quite some months of misery, I think, and we've only got 6 weeks to get this right. So yeah, that's it, really. We'll get that unplugged, get it emptied, and yeah, it will be done. If you pop it right on the floor and lift this cuff up, all of the water flows back out of it. When you release this, no water escapes, so you can literally just do that. A couple of drips that came out because I wasn't careful enough, but yeah, that's it. That's a one-way valve, so is that, and we are pretty much done. I'm hoping also the focus on this is going to be a lot better now as well. So if I pull back and then come straight back down again, hopefully focusing on this camera is going to be much better than it was on the other camera. Yeah, there we go. So I hope that was helpful.